Most of them were pretty innocent. Just a group of 15 girls getting drunk and dancing and whatever. Then there was a video of a woman going to the front door and about 10 guys into the apartment. I didn't know they were and I didn't recognize anyone. There were a couple videos of the guys and girls dancing and drinking. And then the worst happened. A video started of my fiance making out with a guy on the sofa. She stops and rolls over and starts making out with the second guy. Then there was a video of her and the two guys going into a bedroom. There was also a video of both of them.
So how did you die? I froze to death. Ooh, that must have been painful. I'm so sorry.
Hell yeah, one more game, I get down
So you don't realize
5
how'd you die?
uh,
Well, I didn't know.
Gatorade skill boost for everything.
So I rushed home
Hell
early from work
yeah.
and he was just playing his video games. I ran to the bedroom looking for evidence, but I couldn't find anything. Then I ran into the bathroom looking for evidence and still couldn't find anything. And I even ran in the garden, but still nothing. Well, I was so exhausted from all the running around, I collapsed and died. Yeah, if you want to check the freezer first, we'd both be alive right now. So how did you die? I froze to death. Ooh, that must have been painful. I'm so sorry.
What we got?
Hello, and welcome to Basketball Action. I am your host,
So,
joined by Blake Lowe. He's got another team in the Sweet 16. Congratulations to the Florida Gators, 77-75 winners over two-time defending national champion Connecticut. They say guards win games in March. Is that true?
Well, it's true. I'll tell you what else wins games in March. Making your free throws. But we'll have to necessarily go that route for this game. We'll talk about that in a minute. But they made hard on themselves a little bit down the stretch.
it can go up like that.
That's crazy.
See, didn't
I
happen.
pressed up on both analog sticks and it did that.
Well, yeah, a couple minutes. Step up. That trio goes for what 56 points. I think they combined in this game. Walter Clayton 23. Elijah
Damn,
Martin.
he pulled the fuck out there. Oh,
The difference in this one. They get shots down the stretch.
ain't no way he built.
You kind of had a 4+
Yeah,
minute stretch without scoring or made field goal, whatever it was, towards the end of the game there. And so,
Wide open.
no question.
He too busy talk, bro. Jesus. He
I
was too
think
busy in there damn talking and realized he was open.
um, that play,
Damn. That the hell up. Play ball, bro.
that stretch, Florida would get fouled, they would free throws, and they'd miss at least one of them. And you're just sitting there thinking, uh-oh. Because I said, Chris, that
Oh, them niggas so. Oh my god, bro. I mean, what the fuck?
in with Florida. They have been so good over the
that's
last
good
little
on
while.
him.
But I mentioned the one thing that worried me about them was just the free throw shooting. That was the only percentage thing you could look at and
Oh
say,
shit.
they don't always value the free throw line. They came
Oh,
in
I
this
thought he
game
was
72%,
going.
which is 179th nationally. That's going to go down.
Money.
But they had a couple of those
That's
games.
my
Right.
45. That's my 45 fucking pass accuracy
So,
rate.
I see how they played this. And
Who?
now,
Who the?
Me?
one thing I think we all agreed on was
I ain't, but I'm
this may be
45 pass accuracy, and I'm still tossing that bitch all the way down the court.
and I feel like
Damn, that's crazy as fuck.
UConn 13-0 in the last three tournaments heading into this game, and you just thought that this was going to be a grind for Florida. And it was were they going to be able to make enough plays to rally from the depths that they had? And to me, that adversity
I jinxed it.
bring it.
No, he just stole
I
it.
think this may be where
Come on.
exhale, get this out of the way. From here on, let's see if Florida is just going to, start doing what they've been doing in the past.
Look,
Yes, sir. Good pass.
And you mentioned the physical shooting. UConn is a prolific team, but UConn has been foul plagued all year. And three guys in with four fouls each, so that played out in the free throws where Florida did not have its best day. Some other stuff. Turnovers. Florida turned it over 12 times. Connecticut turned it over 6 times. And there's just some things like the Clayton play at the end.
Oh, come on.
3 fouls leading McNeely Thompson. And I get it was just kind of an aggressive play to spur the moment, but you got to be a little smarter than that. like at that point it was what, a 5-point game. So like one of your only realistic scenarios, and it's a long shot for Connecticut to win, is for a clock stoppage and free throws, which that's set up. But here's what I'm getting at. It wasn't Florida's best day. It played a team that's been there done that and is still extremely talented. And if you called it on the wrong day, it beat you, which I feel like that was at least in the category of catching Connecticut on the wrong.
Mm.
They still won the game. That's what great teams do.
It's almost as if they're
That card,
Hey, them boys tripping a little bit. Kind of tripping.
Drive this tournament. No big Gary EJ up there. Survival in all caps. Yeah, I mean, as Spencer brings up, as Brian brings up, that's what it's all about. You survived in advance, and I think we knew coming into this, it was going to be one where if they got the UConn matchup, all the pressure's on Florida. We said it's wild to think that the pressure would not be on the defending back-to-back.
Oh my God. Okay, bro.
Compared to UConn and say, man, they look like UConn. Look, when they started steamrolling everybody. So it's just, yeah, like it's one of those weird dynamics that you had at play here. And as you started to see Florida miss free throws, those kind of things, like, I'm just thinking, oh boy, is this going to be when we look back on and say, all right, well, the one thing, and it wasn't even like it was a weakness, but the one thing we were just saying, close game, got to make free throws, and they didn't. Found their edge again and won. No, like it was Walter Clayton stepping up, Martin stepped up, Richard stepped up, and was brought up too. The good thing with a couple of those free throw misses was we got a couple offensive rebounds, and obviously Florida's been fantastic at that.
Wow.
So just having a couple of those extra opportunities, they had 12. Listen, I thought UConn, for a large portion of this game, was the aggressor. Like, I thought the physicality bothered Florida a bit. UConn was just all up in them. They were forcing them to take some tough shots. With these guards, though, they still hit some tough shots.
I got you person. Damn, the shot is so slow.
Obviously.
So fast.
Big guys, but I think you were definitely seeing UConn was pretty aggressive here, and they were pretty physical. And at times, that just sort of a little bit, especially, and I think when you add that pressure onto it as well. But still, the big guys, I think, are not going to get a lot of the attention here, but they got some big rebounds in this game. And I think that was, again, something.
What?
Just be one of those situations where you just figured UConn would play well here, and they did. But credit to the Gators.
Well, and this is probably one of these days where, if you're Florida, you're probably a little bit grateful that you played at Tennessee twice. You played some other teams in this league that played physical and prepared you for this kind of game. Yeah, it just as Arkansas had to.
Yeah, I think so. This is where, like, the SEC prepares you for something like this. Yeah, like, I think these kind of games where, again, like you saw right from the jump, like the way UConn was coming out early on, the way they were guarding.
What the fuck?
Again,
I got to think about my own damn, bro.
See UConn over the past couple years, they made this run. Like they're a team that doesn't mind getting all up in you and defending that way. They don't force a lot of turnovers. We said that in the preview, but still, I mean, they're not going to allow.
Well, that shit that came out.
Florida had to work for a lot of stuff that they got in this game, and that's where two of the fouls came in, where it's just like, all right, probably one of the worst moves for UConn to say, well, we're just gonna foul you, baby. We're not gonna give anything easy, and again, 22 of 34, Florida finishes at the free throw line. So,
just stay down in the paint. I'll help out.
You gotta clean up because you're gonna play some close games probably the rest of the way. Although,
can your men shoot?
Would be.
I don't know. He missed his first one, so that's why I've been leaving him space.
I'll guard him too. I'll just stay on mine and kind of play halfway. Fast enough because they're staying together anyways.
I still feel like this might wind up being their toughest game all the way to the Final Four.
You good.
You always kind of see how a team responds after a game like this. You're the number one seed. You come out, you rally, you get to win. Now you get several days off. It's sort of like a reset again. where it's like, all right, now let's just flush anything we did fast. We felt like in this game. Let's get that out of the way. And then now let's just, let's go on to the next matchup. So.
Yeah, and here's another thing. Speaking of teams not getting their best day, and again, credit to UConn for this, but Condon, Chiniolu, Howe, and Loston, I don't think anybody shut them down. No, they did do some things out, rebounding 40 to 35, but they did block a shot. They combined to score, 19 points on, what was it, 13 shots?
Play down. I got you, Army.
Before. Like, again, we've talked about how
Two different sides now.
he's got a better
Tough.
full-man front court rotation than what Florida's got. And that got shut down. I'm going to guess nobody shut Florida down. And yet, Florida still won, which is the reason we picked them. Did you pick them before the tournament? That was my champion. Did you go there or did you go Houston or Duke?
I picked Duke and Florida in the championship. I picked Duke. Because I said I thought they had the easier path. Like I said, this was the game that just terrified me.
Yeah.
And I did not go as far as ever picking UConn in the bracket or previews we did, but just this was terrifying. And this was the one that I was like so nervous about. I just did not. You just knew that UConn was
What the fuck?
Different roster, understand all that, but just felt like that experience for some of those guys in this tournament these past couple years, like it's just had one of those feels. Of one
Damn.
of those, it's like we said. I mean, I'll bring up some of the super chats here.
It's a lot of shit you doing up, bro.
Now, the matchup against Maryland, Texas Tech, or Arkansas, all set up well. Of course, Maryland State, but I do think of those matchups. You feel like Florida matches up pretty well. Maryland's the one that I would keep an eye on. If they were at Florida State. It's not knocking Arkansas either. By the way, if Arkansas makes a run to the Elite Eight and Florida Arkansas, throw out everything we saw the last time these two teams played. It's a much different dynamic if that's the matchup. But, again, I'm not saying the next game is going to be easy against Maryland. I wouldn't completely classify that in that spot just yet either. So, when you have Walter Clayton, makes things a little bit easier. Shout out to Zach here, $10 super chat. With weak ball pressure defense, the offensive rebounding, and the guard play. UConn didn't win enough shots. UConn went cold at the wrong time.
That was a badass mistake.
All those things well. And that's why it would have been a shame to lose the game basically on missed free throws because they were pretty good in those areas and getting some of those extra opportunities off of missed free throws was a nice thing.
Hey, I'm about to get mad as hell, 2K. Ooh.
National nightmare is over. Dan Hurley, that's Josh's national nightmare.
Yeah, the best coach in the game is out of
Sure.
So there's that. They had a pretty good run. We can all think what we want about this, but they had a pretty good
I'm on fake, man. Don't get me started, bro. Hey, oh my God, man, this game about to freak me out, bro.
I know. I love it.
Come on,
I love it.
Not when it stops at.
No, I won't. No, I won't. They can stay over there. They got a whole yard, a whole acres of running around. They'll love it out there. All these probably won't, but Major will.
The Maryland matchup is where I wanted to put next. Speaking of elite front courts,
What time's Jack coming over?
Derek Queen, Julian Reese would certainly qualify for that. And I think that's
Late.
a little scary.
What y'all about to do?
It's that what one of Florida's strengths is the interior play.
It better not be the AC.
See
No,
the
it better
blue
not.
for neutralizing. Still think they
No
win.
one better be touching that either.
If it is Maryland, something to keep in mind here, and I know we'll bring this up with the preview.
I feel cold.
And the other day, actually.
I've got sweatpants on.
Maryland has 8 losses this year. Okay? 8.
No, kids ain't even. Come on,
Guess
very
how many
early.
times they've lost by more than 5 points?
Wow, they just took the lead. Again. I need to quit passing it to the point guard because he ain't.
They've lost by more than 5 points once when they
really
lost by
looking.
6 points at Washington on January 2nd. They lost by 4 to
He's
Marquette.
doing that.
To Purdue.
What do you got?
That was on the road.
He won
6
for 7, G. I'm done passing it to the point guard.
2 to Northwestern in overtime, 3 at Ohio State, 3 at home to Michigan State, and 1 to Michigan in the Big Ten.
Fuck, hurt me, bro.
If you were a free throws come
Look
in.
at
You know why I'm nervous about that?
I ain't passing the
It's probably
2X
gonna be a
anymore.
close game. You got to be able to knock down your free throws, but that is the one that is. Like I said, I think
Is that circle?
play better overall than they did today.
Damn, man.
I
No, that point guard fucking ass and killing my fucking vibe.
Yeah,
This
point
bitch.
guard.
think Florida wins that game.
He holding on to the ball too long, and then when he shoots, he ain't got a good shot.
It would be easy, but this was the one that I thought may wind up being the toughest. We'll find out, though. So, again, like I said, we're saying that, but Colorado State could beat Maryland. That could change. And we're not going
Let's
to
feed Army the ball too, because his man couldn't hold him down there.
where to get from the spot because, I mean, keep in mind, too, that's a team that hasn't lost since February 11th. So, one game. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I am too. Any more parting thoughts?
What up, Jack?
That is good. Looking ahead, anything in that territory.
Well, I just, Raftery said it on commentary. All the guys said it, I think. But this is, I think, the kind of game. If Florida winds up making a run,
Regardless, man, you got help side if you need it.
this is the one you look back on and say, all right, that was sort of the game where you learned something about yourself. Because Florida's not found themselves in that position a lot. You could say the Georgia game, but that was an extreme, right? It was down 26.
Oh my goodness!
Dead body. Dead body.
Called the timeout.
So we've seen this team respond a lot this season when they do get in these kind of scenarios, especially. Yeah, I know they lost the Georgia game, but they responded.
X ain't doing shit for us, fellas.
Man,
You out
bro.
here selling, quit passing it to
That
him.
is, something to work. They are gonna learn from this. And
Oh, man.
now be like, all right, we got past this. Certainly, some things we can do better, but we're still a number one seed for.
Oh, they close the fucking that, boy.
And that's why
They fucking playing so bad.
we only beat the number 8.
Right.
Oh, fucking wow.
This was not, as we said, it was not going to be your traditional 1 versus 8 based
Run the
on
offense through us three.
psyche of playing the defending national
quit.
champions back to back, and
They
then
ain't doing shit for us right now.
having that pressure on you as the number 1 seed. Like,
I got him.
I didn't think this was going to be one where Florida's just going to roll through. Never felt that way, and so now we see how they
Yeah, what they doing, bro? Like, this shit's sucking me, bro.
match up here moving forward.
Damn.
And all that. So, Florida fans, you tell us. I know you're
Yeah, I
going to
knew
chat.
they'd come. Love you.
Would you rather play? Would you rather play Maryland or would you rather play Colorado State? We asked this about everybody who's advanced so far. Who do you want to get? I think I know what your answer is going to be.
Maya, did you get the rest of the clothes out of the dryer?
No. So,
Can you do that, please?
who do you want?
Bro, I'm telling you, these
We're
niggas
gonna
so
need the washer and
garbage.
dryer when they get here.
I can see it playing out. But at least we know, Chris, in San Francisco, there will be 2 SEC teams sitting there with the possibility to advance. Florida and Arkansas. Gators versus TBD. Arkansas versus Texas
Hey,
Tech.
pass it back to you.
So, should be fun out west coming up next week.
Chad getting a little chippy today.
Oh, give me that.
You know what? I
Sorry.
don't really.
Come
Yeah, I
on.
mean, listen, I don't have time to deal with the chat today. We're down a man, as you know. Our guy Max Barr doesn't have a voice; he's sick. So, if you guys want to play that game, just come on. Like we're talking basketball.
What do
today.
you mean, bro? What are you doing? Why did you jump into him, dumbass?
Yeah, we're not going to play around that. So I'm going to get Max Barr the spam button from Max Barr. I have to go find it from him. But yeah,
Let's bring Sam Smith in the chat.
yeah, that would be
Bro.
that will not happen. So yeah, Josh going to go $2 to knock Maryland and say they're a 5-deep team, 0 bench. Well, again, that's the case, but I still think they're pretty good. But we'll see. We'll see if that's the matchup we get. By the way, there was some news that broke as we were watching that Florida game. We all kind of expected this. Carter asked who the candidates for the Texas job with the Rodney Terry firing official. Yeah, I think that is that's something we all sort of expected. We kind of talked about it towards the end of the season. It really didn't matter if they made the tournament or not. I just didn't think it was going to change a whole lot. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm sure you saw some of the candidates already thrown out there. Sean Miller, mentioned by John Rothstein, that's going to be one of the top candidates. And, yeah, so I think that's kind of where we are on that. And we'll look more into that again. It's just sort of, as of right now, I haven't even had a second thought on it. And thinking about these games more than anything else. So, yeah, I think Sean Miller will be high on that list for obvious reasons.
Boy, they've gone that route once with the mid-major. It didn't work out.
Yeah, but Sean Miller is different.
Well, that's true.
He's not.
Did
not
win
your
some games in
traditional
Arizona.
mid-major coach. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'll take a mulligan on that one.
I get it. There's a lot going on, but
I don't know where my head was when I said that.
well, again, we don't always remember everything.
Mhm.
But
that one was pretty obvious, though.
That's fine. Yeah, we've all
Oh man.
but yeah,
Can I not call
think
timeout?
he will make a lot of sense. You know what's going to happen too. There are going to be SEC names bantered about. It happens every time Texas opens up. I feel like. So don't be surprised if you hear that same thing, because Texas obviously has the money and the resources to go out and pay. But yeah, I think he will be. He would obviously be one of the top options. I think Sean Miller. So Josh says Sean Miller doesn't want the SEC smoke.
Josh is bringing it today.
Josh is ready to go. His balls have advanced to the Sweet 16. Josh is just sitting back and enjoying himself. So, yeah.
I'm sure all the SEC coaches are thinking, yeah, that's what we need is another heavyweight Hall of Fame type to join the league.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think he would do a great job there. I feel confident in saying that. So he would do a really good job. I do believe that. And so we all know kind of how things ended for him at Arizona and all that, but we just saw, again, what they did with Xavier and everything. I think he would be a really good choice there. But again, remember, whoever gets this job, man, I mean, look at the SEC you're entering, right? Look at the state of SEC basketball right now. So, yeah, that's where we are. So,
Sidebar, because you mentioned him earlier. You Bill Raftery guy?
Yeah, who's not?
Yeah. I'm just asking. I mean, somebody, I looked up one time, because I'm thinking, who's the most likable announcer ever? I'm thinking it's probably Vin Scully. There's a whole blog or something dedicated to why Vin Scully's overrated. So, there's somebody that hates everybody, but I've been around.
Damn.
As long as I've been a college basketball fan, I really enjoy hearing him call these games, because we didn't get that all year for the most part.
Yeah. I still love him.
Yeah.
Right. He's
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he can't stop you down there, Jim.
Again,
If you miss it, you get the rebound and put back.
Look at all the other games on the day. Again, we haven't really decided yet how we're going to situate.
Oh,
that's 5 already? Damn.
You have 3 games that are kind of
Only 2 steals?
similar
2K
window. Although Kentucky will finish. We'll go live after Kentucky, Illinois. But Alabama will be maybe in the second half by then. So we'll kind of have to play it by ear and see how we're going to do this. We may end up tying the Alabama one into the end of the Kentucky one. We'll just have to see how the games are going. And, of course, the last game is Iowa State.
come on, get the fuck.
6:45.
Bro, he brought his man to me on purpose, bro. That nigga's so lame, bro.
I think that's kind of our.
Oh my god, bro. He's a dickhead, man.
For everything, the rest of the day, just like yesterday,
Really?
nice enough to have the 9 p.m. start for a game tonight. So, yeah. Oh, we were asked to your thoughts on Baylor and Duke. I think Duke.
Jeremy Roach revenge game.
I think Duke rolls them.
Yeah, too.
This is kind of not the same situation.
Rebound.
Baylor's got some guys. We said they got some experience on that team in terms of guys who played some big games, but I just think Duke's on another level right now. So yeah, Spencer, great question. What's Max thinking? Not allowed to get 6 in the tournament. No, listen, our man, you heard him in the previews we did yesterday. Voice was pretty much almost gone then, so we're not gonna throw Max in here on a sick, no voice situation. So I'm not gonna do that. So there you have it.
Wow, bro.
We appreciate you guys. Well, I see it. It's $5 Super Chat from Quinn. It's about Florida, and we're just gonna. I think we're gonna have to do, guys, and I don't want to do this, but we don't have time to monitor the
Get
chat.
it, Army.
So we're either just gonna have to make this like members only
Big ass
for the channel,
mismatch.
and we don't want to do that. But like if we get to that point, we will. We're not gonna cut the chat off altogether. We wouldn't do that to you guys. But if we have to get to that point, then that may be what we do. So, because we don't have the spam man. The spam button is not currently okay. Josh is like, hang on a second. I'm not a member. Well, Josh, now you got a little incentive, don't you? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
All right.
And look, most of the time our chat is really good. I think one of the things I like about this channel is we've got a very unusually kind.
Yes, sir.
Wow, come on.
Frankly, what is anything on social media today? But I think Kippers may have been running wide.
Well, listen, I know Chris said.
We'll get
Oh shit, my fault.
Okay, but then Chris is saying the members are the ones doing it. But here's the thing, Chris: if we narrow it down, then we have better eyes on it. But there's just so many chats coming in, we can't have eyes on everything.
We're trying to cover and talk basketball intelligently. Let me just let you in behind the scenes. Usually when Blake's talking, I'm furiously, searching Ken Palm schedules or something to, fact check
Some of
something.
it's getting about to piss me off, bro.
The next thing, and so I mean, there are days that people could be setting off nukes in the chat, and I wouldn't know it. And that's just the way it is when you're doing a two-man show. But anyway, we would catch that. But we would definitely catch that.
Let's go.
Anyways, that's how it sets up. So again, we may have to go that route the rest of the day, but we'll see how it works. We appreciate you guys as always. Lots of fun stuff. Channel. Brian thinks I'm up for the Texas job. Brian, let me tell you with 100% certainty, I'm not up for the Texas job in more ways than one. Like, I'm not going to get an interview, and I would not be up for that job. I don't think I would do well as the head coach of the Texas Longhorns. So, just going to be honest with you. But, anyways, all right. We'll be back after Kentucky, Illinois.
Yes, sir.
Little break.
That nigga is going crazy. He got 22 rebounds. God.
They said a couple guys at the penalty box. Let them think about it a minute. Not really. Everybody has a day.
Jump up.
Yeah. All right.
Keep going.
Thank you.
Shit.
Good rest of your afternoon. Another.
I seen you cut and I couldn't get it up.
We'll see you again soon.
Yeah.
Oh damn. I need icon past that and I just press up and hit.
Oh shit. He missed
Let me
it.
get that
Damn.
rebound. Oh, that's me.
Oh no.
You can still watch.
Fouled out with 19 seconds left. That's all right. You won. Good shit, Army. 24-23.
Nigga went crazy. Definitely say that game, 'cause them niggas was fucking. Oh man. Hell no.